Greetings to the Geek Clan. This is Grimlock Stonehammer. I know we haven't changed our clothes in like 3 videos. I wonder why. Oh wait, because we're all doing it on the same day. That's fun, right? We're here to talk about Transformers Earthrising. I think it was called Earthrising.
Season 2, right?
Season 2, yeah. And they didn't clump it together with Transformers Siege. They made it its own thing.
Yeah, that confused me when I looked for it.
Yeah, and this is why I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's part of the war.
Yeah, Cybertron. Yeah.
So.
Because Siege was the first one, and the second one is this, and
Season 2's. I'm pretty sure it's.
Who does Optimus Prime?
Optimus Prime is done by Jake Fauci.
I have no idea who that is.
Me either.
I don't know anything of this.
He does a good job, though.
Yeah, he does.
As whoever's doing the voice for...
Megatron, too.
Yeah, Megatron. Jason... Oh. No.
The only one who I really don't like is...
Jason Marco. I don't know who that is either.
The only one I don't like is Ironhide. I'm still not a fan of Ironhide. But anyways, we're talking about what's going on with this second season, which I was so excited for. And it's very interesting on how they're portraying the characters. The characters are getting very well developed, and we get a lot of different new things to this series. I think Netflix is doing a great job. I think Hasbro's doing a great job. And I feel like that this series is more towards like teenagers to adults than actual kids. That's a good one to watch too.
This one?
Yes.
Cyberverse?
Yep, Cyberverse. But we're not talking about Cyberverse.
No, we're not.
We're not.
I'm trying to make sure that what we're talking about was Earthrising.
I think it was Earthrising, yes.
Okay, let's try. Just look. Google.
Go
ahead.
Alright. So.
Oh, duh.
He's still looking here. I think we should redo this.
Earthrise.
Oh, Earthrise. Okay.
I think that's what is that what it's called? Earthrise, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Earthrise. I'm sorry. Transform. Oh, Earthrise. Okay.
I think that's what is that what it's called? Earthrise, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Earthrise. I'm sorry. Transformers Earthrise. And so overall, what did you think about this season overall?
I liked it. One of the things that I liked the most about it was that we're getting a little bit more depth to Megatron. I always felt like Megatron has always just been evil. Just, all I care about is killing Optimus Prime. That's all I really care about. I really don't care which Decepticon gets killed, as long as you do what I ask you to do. But in this series, we find out a little bit more about what motivates him. We find out that he actually does care about the Decepticons.
Yeah.
And he's just in a position where he has to make a decision in what's best for his race of Decepticons. And so he does what he needs to do. We also find out what motivates him to dislike Optimus so much.
Yes.
So that to me is what I like the most about this series.
Oh, and there's some other things. I think a lot of the old characters that we're used to seeing are more fleshed out. Shockwave is very more. What?
Is this a spoiler edition?
Yes, this is spoilers.
Okay.
We're giving spoilers, guys. If you haven't watched it, it's only 6 episodes. Why are you taking so much time? Okay. Shockwave is a lot even more evil than most, than like from the original.
Yeah.
And he's shut down all of his emotions whatsoever. And some of the things that one of the episodes they had was they needed to divert power to a project they were doing, and they were going to shut down a sector. And Megatron was fighting over it, and he's like, I don't know if we should do this, blah, blah, blah. And Shaka was like, we should do it anyways. We need the energon source. Because unfortunately, that virus in the first season wiped out everything in Cybertron, killing off all the Autobot tech or whatever. Kind of put it in the position of killing Cybertron, besides throwing the Allspark into the, what was the heck? The portal. The portal's called. My mind's going a blank.
Yeah, but I got it. Some kind of a time portal.
Yeah. It's Space Bridge. Space Bridge, yes. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of interesting to see that. And he went to go visit it, and like Megatron's all about the strong will survive, blah blah blah. And he finds out that they're really dysfunctioning and blah blah blah, and they're falling apart. And they're not getting... So he shuts down the whole system. Okay, we see a lot of Alita 1 also. She has more of a storyline in this too.
Yeah, so
which is like different.
Alita 1, I like her character. I like that where they're showing us that she's a leader, similar to Optimus.
But in different ways.
In different ways.
Yes.
I liked her character.
Yeah, we get to see what they're doing on Cybertron, why the Ark is flying out in space.
Yep.
Which is interesting in what's going on. So we have kind of like two different stories going on. One on Cybertron, one with the Ark in space. And one of the things that they brought up was the Quinticons. Now, a lot of people don't know that the Quinticons, if you watch the original movie, was the thing that said, guilty or innocent. Innocent. They were the original ones who built the Transformers and the Autobots and the Decepticons and ruled them with an iron fist and, made them into slaves. Which is, a lot of people don't know that. So, they got captured by a third party. They wake up and Optimus and Bumblebee and everybody else is in change. And we find out that there are mercenaries with a totally different logo on it than the Optimus, besides the Decepticons and Autobots,
Yep.
and have a totally different role. We actually see Bumblebee-like person, but he's gray with red eyes. Wheeljack with red eyes, and he's gray. And it's kind of interesting to see that.
What I like about it is they just expanded the Transformers universe. It's kind of like saying in Star Wars terminology, there's only Jedi and Sith. But we know that's not true. There are other Force wielders that are not Jedi and they are not Sith. In Transformers, now we're seeing it's not just Decepticons and not just Autobots. There are other factions out there. Just like I thought what was interesting is when we saw Devastator. Right? You didn't see Devastator?
I did not see Devastator.
I thought that was Devastator that came up. He was the one that was on board. The one that when they were stuck in the gate.
No, that was Scorponok.
Yeah, but he turned into like this really big... That was not Devastator?
No, it was Scorponok.
Okay.
We haven't seen Devastator yet.
Okay.
Because, which I'm kind of disappointed in, because the Constructicons were actually Autobots in the original show that Megatron...
I don't think so.
Yes.
Here's the original show, right? Here.
Yes, and it explains it, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Explains it, that you'll have to rewatch it.
I will.
Megatron actually reprograms the Constructicons to Decepticons, and that's what happened, and Omega Supreme actually has a beef with him.
We saw Omega Supreme in this series, did we not?
Yes. And
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome in the first season, yes. So, we actually meet the Quinticons, and it's very weird to see them. They're looking like the bounty hunter or the mercenaries are looking for energons for Optimus Prime. Everybody's around the Allspark. It seems like the Allspark seems to be the biggest thing right now besides the Allspark.
Well, because the Allspark not being on Cybertron
is killing the planet.
It's killing the planet, yeah.
So basically, we're falling back into the original 80s thing as Cybertron is dying, they're losing energon, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like they're tying in the original series to this one. You know, like this might be an alternate universe where certain things are getting tied in.
I think they're giving more backstory.
Yeah.
That's leading up to the original series, but not really the original series because
Yeah.
we already got some of the original series story, right, from Cybertron.
Yeah, and RC
and
was
it doesn't match up to what we're learning now. But
yeah,
they're leading to that time
like
frame, right?
RC was never on the arc.
Yeah, right,
You know,
right.
RC was never on the arc,
That's right.
and there's some other things that weren't like there that like we don't mention, but there are bits and pieces like they went. So one of the things is Optimus' conflict. He's not the opposite Optimus that we know of.
Right.
He's still timid and learning, and
He's
you see
nerfed.
He's nerfed, but you see he self-doubts himself a lot, and you actually see a more developed character starting to grow in Optimus. Not like the badass in the 80s where we used to see him, or the Michael Bay, or any of the other leadership Optimuses. All the other series, he usually has this leadership role. He knows who he is, but I think he's still finding himself.
Yeah.
And one of the seasons they had was Alpha Triad was walking with the Matrix, and they ended up with what the heck was his name? It wasn't Jetfire. Pro.
I'm trying to.
I know you're looking for it.
I'm looking for somebody else. But...
Oh, okay. So they explained that he wanted the Matrix, so like you're not worthy, blah blah blah. So they sent him up. It was an intelligent.
What did he look like?
He was the ship with the.
Not the space shuttle.
Yeah, the space shuttle.
Oh, that is who I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
I don't know his name either, but I know he's like a very intelligent character, and
so the story there was that he was all about just getting the not the Allspark. It was
the Matrix of Leadership.
Matrix of Leadership.
And Alpha Trion's like, no, you can't have it. No.
So he put him into
this dead space.
A void.
Yeah, a void with this magical hammer thing, which is kind of interesting. And we actually get the more backstory about Alpha Trion too, which is kind of interesting. So they meet up in the space bridge that brings him into this place, and they talk about it. And while they're in there, we actually get a glimpse of Galvatron meeting with Megatron,
which was awesome how they did that.
I was like, what? And it just flows correctly. It flows in reasonably. And he's like, I don't have much time, but you need to destroy them now for both our sakes or whatever. And you see the stubbornness between Megatron and how he is and the differences. And towards the end, he gets pulled in by Unicron again and says that you'll be punished. So it's just... And we actually see scenes from the movie where he's like, you're not the Optimus right now, that the Matrix will be passed on, you know what I'm saying? Where he actually dies in the movie. So there's a lot of excellent storytelling here that we're covering, and we're actually seeing the bond between Bumblebee and Optimus start to form a lot stronger.
Yes.
You know, and you find out why Bumblebee's like this, why Optimus is like this. And it's just very profound. I think that you start to... another awesome thing is you start to see your boy Soundwave have Ravage come out.
Yep, to attack.
Yeah, to attack. Yeah. We also start to see Starstream starting to come into that. One of the best scenes I saw was when he was getting blown away by Megatron. Megatron's like, yeah, boom! He goes flying out there. So there are a lot of really good character developments in the storyline. They're going deeper within their characters, and they're not as so one-dimensional as they used to be.
I agree. There's much more depth to the characters. The one thing I'll say that has caught me off guard is that there's not nearly as much action in the series as you would expect in a Star Wars animated series. There's a lot more backstory that goes on. So when there is action,
It's good.
It's a necessity as part of the story. It's not just there for, just for just to please the fans. There's a reason for what goes on.
And there's pretty good action sequences too when they do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think like one of the things about the Quintacon is we actually hear like when they were trapped. You actually hear, ah, and you hear screaming, like, what the hell is that? It was cutting off all its other faces, which is weird. And you had a third ship that was following, and there's a lot of things that you find out, and it's just more storytelling. And when the action sequence happens, there's a reason for it. It's not because, we just need to gun it up.
Yeah, it's not gratuitous.
Yeah, it's all like, blah, blah, blah. And you actually see, and part of the episodes, the Decepticons and Autobots are working together to survive.
Yeah, it's more of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yep. And you see that as, but when they're talking about Elita 1, she's like, well, we're all Autobots. We're all Transformers. We're all Cybertronians.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And you see that reflection of her rescuing Decepticons from fate worse than death. Because what happens is they're forming Nemesis. Now, if you remember in the original series, Nemesis was the Decepticons' ship. Being built, and what happened is they used the Autobots that were left on Cybertron to build this, and use their sparks to empower it.
Right.
Which was kind of messed up. It was kind of like genocide, like war crimes.
But in this one, it's not just the Autobots.
No, they used the Decepticons too.
Which is where I felt like they really, Megatron really didn't want to do that.
No.
But he felt like
it was a necessary evil.
And not only that, he's being fed that information by your guy.
Yeah, Shockwave.
And Shockwave is actually, bringing the energon needed to do that, but he's also stealing some for himself.
Oh, yeah, he's a jerk.
Yeah.
He's a jerk.
He's very deceitful.
I love his character. I love him. He was like one-dimensional in the Generation 1.
Yeah.
This one, he's like really good. And I think all the characters have gotten like upgrades with that. And you could see like when he was using the cloaking device and setting up these traps and stuff like that. It was very like, because he's all about intellect.
Yeah.
All about logic and stuff. And that's how Shockwave is. And he doesn't care. He's like, well, we could do this, and Megatron's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can also see the more treachery from Starscream. He's kind of ballsy in this one, some of the stuff that he pulls off.
Starscream has not changed at
he's
all.
got more ballsy.
His character is the same. Yeah, well, he's not as weaselly.
No, he's not as weaselly, yeah. He doesn't reflect his silver tongue as much.
Yeah.
He's more like, I don't care,
Yeah. And I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I like that they're true to the characters, even though if the characters aren't 100% the way they were in Gen 1.
Well, it's just fine, because they're evolving.
Yeah, that's right.
They're evolving, and that's what I like about the series, is they're evolving. Yes, they are the same characters, but they're evolving, Some of the other things I don't like is, like I said, we haven't seen the Constructicons. We haven't seen any combiners.
Yeah, right. And I think that's okay because I got a feeling we're going to either get that next season or they'll start another trilogy. If this goes well for Netflix, they might do another trilogy and we'll get more of that because, I mean, well, I know you're going to talk about it, but I mean, we haven't seen Insecticons. We haven't seen the Dinobots. We haven't seen any of the combining type Transformers.
Nope.
Who else? What else haven't we seen? Forget Beast Wars or anything. I don't want to get into that crap. But
we'll have to because my theory about the end of the series is they land on Earth. They land on Earth. And it wasn't as how it happened in the original series. It was different. Right. And there was actually a third spaceship up there also, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And they land up and they crash. So you see the Nemesis and the Ark crash. And we don't even know if they're out of commission or not. If they're not, whatever. We assume they are, because that would go into the 80s or whatever. But they focused on a raptor, and I looked around, and you saw its eyes, like, do, like, a robot thing. Now, I suggested that that's Dinobot. Not from the Dinobots, but from Beast Wars. I think that's my theory is you're going to see, like, the Predacons and Maximals, maybe. Maybe. I don't know, because they have been bringing a lot of different things from other universes into the series.
Well, that would make sense because in Gen 1, right, their ships land on Earth prehistoric
Yeah,
times,
and
right?
they were unconscious.
Yeah, and right, and so everything happened. We went through the prehistoric age and everything, and then we find out that there were some Transformers that lived during that time and took on the personas of dinosaurs. That hence why they're called Dinobots.
No,
right?
no.
What do you mean no?
Wheeljack built the Dinobots to do combat.
That's right.
That's
right.
But what ends up happening in Beast Wars is they come to a planet and they had to adapt to. There's no technology, and they had to adapt to a like bio-mechanized form, and that's how you get the Beast Sword because they couldn't be in robot form.
I was never a fan of the Beast Wars series.
I was because it told the story more. Like eventually they got into like Ravage. Ravage comes in, he's like for the Decepticons, blah blah, and it continued to tell the story better. But that's why I think about that, and they did run into the Ark, and they did see Megatron or whatever. So, who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? I think they're doing good with the writing. I like the accuracy. Like, the Quintacons, they didn't need to bring in the Quintacons. But they did.
And I think this season they've done a great job of bringing in a lot of different things. Like you mentioned, Megatron's alter ego, or
Galvatron.
Galvatron. Right? I mean, that was such an amazing way they brought him into the series. Even the animation of how he came in.
And it was like the original, the original cartoon movie, how they brought him in. And there was a reason why he was in. It wasn't just because, here's nostalgia, here it is, blah, blah, blah. No, there was a reason why.
Yeah.
And how he got pulled back, and you saw, like, Unicron saying, you'll be tortured for that or whatever. So are we gonna see Unicron? I don't know, but we also saw what was empowering is seeing Optimus's death scene. You know, like you haven't fit your full potential of the Matrix yet. You know, and just because you have it in your chest, you haven't like got your potential yet. The full aspect of the Matrix. And that's empowering because we're actually seeing a weak Optimus Prime. And I know a lot of you fans are going to be like, oh, he's a weak... But you guys forget that he was originally Orion Pax in the original series. He was a Clark, they mentioned his name.
Yeah.
Orion Pax.
Yes. That was... What's his name?
Megatron. Megatron mentioned his name,
Megatron,
Megatron mentioned his name.
Impacts,
and you see the brotherly bond between Megatron and Optimus, which wasn't in season 1, which was in other comics and episodes or whatever. But you see that. You also get to see Megatron as a gladiator, which you see more of that. And how he rose from the ranks and stuff like that.
Which was interesting because I don't... Had we ever seen any series talk about that?
Yes.
I didn't know that was...
There was a YouTube channel that was talking about that. Okay. When they did YouTube...
he was like a gladiator, like in the Coliseum.
Yes. Yeah, they were talking
about What I did think was interesting, though, is how many characters, even Autobots, are like, I was a fan of yours. I cheered you on.
I cheered you on, yeah. And the other thing was interesting is when he was talking to, like, you really see his mental stability is going, because he's talking to Ultra Magnus' head.
That was
really creepy.
Wow, yeah. That's when
it was like, whoa.
Yeah. He's a little off kilter because he's talking to Ultra Magnus's head that he keeps on the table.
Yeah, on the table. Yeah. And he has respect for Alita 1 also because he asked him, "You should join us." Blah blah blah. And she's like, "No, you're sacrificing blah blah blah." And she's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah.
You know, and Alita 1 is a very strong character. I like her. Very cool. And you also see that Optimus feels missing her also. Like, you know that there is a connection.
Yeah, they alluded to maybe there was a relationship.
There is a relationship. In the original, there was a relationship between the two. In fact, Alpha Trion built part of them together. You know what I'm saying? Yep. In the original series. So it's very good. I actually I enjoyed it thoroughly. I can't wait until the next one. That's the guy right there. Nope, that's not him. That's Astral Train.
I saw it. Yeah, it's this one right here.
Yep, it's that one. What's his name? Skylynx.
Skylynx, yeah.
Skylynx, yes. We met Skylynx in the dead zone, where everything's dead, and he was thinking, and he's an intelligent. So we'll get to see him.
His was a very redeeming story, right?
Yeah.
So he comes across as being wise, but then he's
like wise. He's not wise.
He was wise, but all right. So he's intelligent,
very intelligent,
and wanted the Matrix for himself
because he
thought he was worthy enough.
He thought arrogant,
arrogant. Became very arrogant, and then was going to fight for it. In which then he got sent to the dead zone, and in the dead zone, there's really nobody else there. I guess he's defeated other like Autobots or whatever.
There's nothing
Transformers. There. Well, there were. Remember, there was some
I think that's
around.
From his images of his mind.
Oh, maybe. Could be.
Yeah.
But he had nothing to do but think. And so he reflected on who he was, what he was doing, why he was doing it. So now he's knowledgeable and a wiser person, and he just wants an opportunity for redemption.
Yes.
And because he's wiser, he's able to impart knowledge to Optimus Prime to say, you haven't reached your full potential yet, but you have it in you to get us out of here. You must focus. You must lead, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then ultimately, he fends off the Decepticons as they come in and they start attacking the Ark.
Sacrifices himself.
And he sacrificed himself, so he never did leave the dead zone. But for the
or
betterment,
did he? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. True.
We don't know.
That's true.
We don't know what the writers have.
That's right.
Involved because he got and what happened was so everything in the dead zone is focused by your thought process or whatever. And Galvatron's like, focus your energy of your hatred and blah, blah, blah. And, there's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of hatred. And just pure hatred just came out, was trying to go at the Ark. And he deflected it. So, so that's it. He's actually two characters.
Yeah, two. Yeah, I didn't realize he was a two-parter. Interesting. But and I don't remember him, but maybe in one or two episodes, right?
He is. No, he is in season 3, the one I don't talk about, where I get all crazy because I wasn't a fan of Rodimus Prime, and I just disconnected from that.
I didn't care for him either. I didn't like the character. I didn't like.
No. Like
Hot Rod.
I didn't like Galvatron either from the cartoon series.
Yeah.
Like, the movie was good, the cartoon series was like, whatever. Yeah. So, there's a lot of redeeming qualities. I can't wait to see what Hasbro has next. They should keep it up. Hopefully we get another season. We better get another season.
There is. It's a trilogy, so there'll be another season.
There will be another season.
Now, the question is, will they have another series after that? I haven't heard as much excitement over Transformers like we did over Voltron.
Oh, I have.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've talked to the Transformer fans. Oh, yeah, the fans are like...
Because I'll tell you, I hope that this leads into another trilogy, to be honest with you, because I loved what they did with Voltron.
Oh, yeah.
I love what they did with Voltron.
Oh, yeah, it was...
You know, and I think Netflix knows that there's a niche out there, there's a genre out there that there aren't many other people, any streaming services really covering.
Yeah.
Right? And Netflix has such a broad audience that if they start bringing back some of these things, Like, I think it'd be great if they did try one more time to bring back Thundercats. I tried.
Save
try
it
again.
from Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Or, Star Blazers, which I don't know if you're a fan of that, but...
The Mask.
The Mask?
Mask.
I don't know what Mask is.
Mask Crusaders. No.
No.
Okay.
No, or G-Force, what we call G-Force, which was Gatchaman. I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
There's a whole bunch of others.
Yeah,
and they do it to a point where it's good, and they have good writers.
Yeah.
And, it's not... it's evolved. It's differently. I am not a purist person. I can accept other things as long as they tell the story well.
Yes.
And they keep the basic concepts there.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
Yep.
The series is really good, and Michael Bay, if you better never touch one. But if they ever do another live action movie again, they should take pointers from this series, honestly, because it's just so good. I thoroughly enjoy it, and you guys gotta check it. Even Wheeljack. I love Wheeljack. He's really good. He's like the Wheeljack that we all know and love. He's the tech guy. Bumblebee, he's got his own personal... What I really don't feel is Ironhide. For some reason, I don't feel Ironhide. Even all the Decepticons, I do feel for. I feel the thing. But Ironhide, I don't know what they did. I don't feel it. Ironhide's the only one.
Yeah, he hasn't...
I think it's the voice. The voice is not, I don't know.
But they haven't given him much to do either.
No, but, he took over, I don't know. When Bumblebee took it over, I was like, really? He's just gonna oh, it's okay, yeah, sure. I'm like, no,
I like Bumblebee in this series, though.
Yeah, he is.
He's more of a fighter. He's
yeah.
more of a leader.
He's not.
But he didn't start out that way. But that was a great story arc for him.
Yeah. And he's not overly testosterone like Michael Bay. I can defeat anything either, because he gets his butt kicked a lot.
What they need to do is continue Transformers live action the way they did Bumblebee the movie. Because I enjoyed Bumblebee the movie.
Yes, I did too.
And I thought it was awesome at the end when we got to see Optimus Prime. I'm
with the trailer.
Well,
With the trailer.
So tell us that story. That's the story I want to see.
That's
Make it about the Transformers and not about the human beings.
Yes.
That's why those movies don't work for me. I go there and I'm like, I don't care about the human being part. They were always the sidekicks to the Transformers story. In the live action movie, it's the humans that are the story and the Transformers are the sidekicks. That's why it doesn't work for me.
Yeah. So like I said, watch this, guys. You're gonna love it. There might be some stuff that you guys pick out that we might have missed. Also, they talked about space bridges and stuff like that. There was just all kinds of more information that's cool. We didn't get to talk about any other Transformers and other planets besides Cybertron, because there are that too. But for the most part, I like it. I can't wait. I
think if you're like me and you're a Gen 1 enthusiast, you'll even appreciate this series because there's much more depth of the character. They tell you more about their history. So we know we think we know what they're going to evolve into. I didn't want to be punny and say transform into. But they'll evolve. Their characters are evolving, and that's what I like about this series.
And they're not well defined. Optimus is not this war-torn hero yet. He still reflects on his decisions. He's still trying to sacrifice himself always. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't even understand what the matrix of leadership really does yet.
What it is, yeah. Yeah, and you see, it's just great because you just see, him trying to find himself, Megatron going down the rabbit hole of insanity. You just see it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's
stuff.
Really good.
Yep.
We actually see different planets, too. Where Scorponok was actually there with the big...
We saw the planet?
Yeah. They saw the planet when they crossed over.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it was organic.
Yeah.
It was organic. And apparently Scorponok was the last of his race that the Quintessons destroyed. So you see that the Quintessons has built more robots
Yeah.
in different areas too, and that's kind of interesting. Will we see more Quintessons, I wonder? Will we see more Transformers of different franchises? Who knows? Maybe we will. I hope so. You know, like, what's going to be next? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What is going to be next? The Nemesis is down. Is that going to be underwater like in the original series? Is the Ark going to be in a volcano?
The base of
Yeah.
Which I would be cool with. That'd be fine with me.
You know, whatever. Like, what is going to go on? Like, because, you know, they have Teletron 1 and its intelligence. You know what I'm saying? It is the active ship. So,
they've done a great job of just really incorporating different series, characters from different series, being true to who the story is, and yet making the story its own.
Yeah.
So, I personally, like I said, as a fan of Gen 1, I'm very happy with this series. Find it very entertaining. Slower than I thought it would be, but there's so much more character development that you just kind of go with it.
This is not for the kids. This is for, like I said, teenagers and adults.
Yeah.
The series is definitely for teenagers and adults, and I'm fine with that, and I'm glad, because teenagers and adults need more substance and stuff like that, because everything is made for kids now. We don't get anything that's like that anymore, you know, from our basic franchises that we grew up as a kid, you know. So kudos to you guys, Netflix. Keep it good. I'm a lot more impressed with this than where I was with She-Ra. But that's a different discussion on its own. So keep up the good luck. So guys, what were some of your favorite Transformers in this series? What are the things you liked and disliked? Are you looking for combiners, Dinobots? Anybody in particular you guys want to see in the new season? Would you like longer episodes? Like more episodes? I would like more episodes.
6 is too short.
6 again. Like 12?
Even Mandalorian's only 8 episodes, and I wish it'd be 10.
Yeah.
But we're done talking about Mandalorian.
Yeah, we're done talking about
Transformers
Mandalorian.
should definitely be
Need more.
10 episodes.
Like, I know it's a lot better than, like, what Voltron did with the 4 and then the...
Well, I think they did, 4, and they weren't sure how it was going to go.
Yeah, and everybody's like, we want more!
And that was, then they gave us more.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was great.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Yeah. So, like and subscribe, hit the like button, guys. Share this video, please, to other Transformers fans or whoever. We are the Geek Clan, and we will be making more videos. So, until then, guys, we will talk to you later. I'm Grimlock Stonehammer, and this is Mr. Wayne. We'll talk to you later. Enjoy your night.
See ya.